early this morning. It's record heat, so had to get an early start. We're gonna go up and see if we could find find a black bear in this heat. I don't know, but we're gonna give it a shot. You can't shoot one from the couch, so we're gonna head up there. There's a little creek we know. We're gonna drop into that creek and take a look. Down here in the bottom of these creek bottoms, it's been super hot, up in the hundreds, and I would think that would concentrate the animals down here. I don't have a whole lot more time. We have to start getting after elk, but I'd really like to get a bear out of here. Mr. Big lives right in this area somewhere. I've seen him 3 times now, so I'm trying to get a good handle on him. Set out the Fox Pro. Whatever happens is going to be close range if we get something in, so it'll be interesting. I did bring the pistol today, that's a good thing. Hey guys, I thought it would be a good time to take a break from bear hunting. We've been going through this whole canyon in here. I'm up on a knob right now, waiting for the wind to shift before I move on. So I thought it would be a great time to come on here and talk about a couple things that are near and dear to me. And I think they are to most American people. Is, you know, we see the COVID and how the reaction to that is, the racial injustice on all ends. I mean, so you're talking, it's really human injustice, right? It's not race. And then we see this anti-fascism movement, which really is turning fascist. it's crazy. So we see morality being touted as immorality, and we see immorality touted as morality. We see all this stuff going on. And it all stems from one thing. It stems from human beings wanting to control their own destinies, for one, but also living out of fear for another. We have people burning down cities. We have people afraid to stop people from burning down cities because people are afraid to be called racist if they stop people from burning down cities. We have people who say they're afraid of being ruled by a ruling class, yet they're trying to rule through mob rule. And so all this stuff is crazy. We have governors that have shut down everything in their state, and yet still the cases of COVID are rising in their estimation. We have all this stuff going on. Governors, actually, I saw here the other day where people were getting their cars towed at trailheads because they were endangering other people because of COVID. That's ridiculous. All these things are going on, and it all comes from this one thing, and this one thing is called fear. And the way this fear starts creeping in is basing all of your knowledge, all of your opinion, all of everything that you do off of what you think is just the here and now. So basically what you're saying is everything is based on molecules. What you're really doing is you're really dodging the whole facts. Humans were made, and humans are made with the Spirit. We are not just molecules. There is something that drives the molecules within us. And it's not just thought, because here's the deal. If it was just thought, you would not be able to tell yourself not to think a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about morality, it's not just a bunch of brain waves going on up there. That it's actually a spiritual act. There's something inside that is telling you to think a certain way or to say a certain thing. And so I wanted to read something to you. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I would count them, they are more than the sand, and I awake, and I am still with you. So David's saying, hey, look, there's something beyond my own thinking. There's something that is precious beyond my own thinking. And that thing that's beyond my own thinking, that is what actually makes the world go round. It's not really my thinking. It's not really the news's thinking. It's not really the doctor's thinking. Although, there's been some great things through science that we've learned. But God has allowed all of that to happen. So he's really the one that's in charge of all of it. One thing I really want to point out, and this is back to verse 14 real quick. I praise you, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? So fearfully means that I am made to follow you. In other words, if I don't do what you say, it's not going to work out. He speaks of something beyond just knowledge that you learn. He speaks of something that is, and don't get me wrong, knowledge that you learn, so say you learn it from a book, or you learn an idea, and that's what books are, right? They're written down ideas. But there's something even beyond that. He says, my soul knows it very well. See, so he's saying that there is a supernatural knowledge that we humans have if we tap into it. And the way that we tap into that is by getting close to God. He gives us this idea of what really is going on. And the way we do that, and a lot of people, this is why you always hear me talking about get outside and go do something, be around animals, work in the woods, work with your hands, because there's a supernatural knowledge that comes from having dirt around your fingers, having scrapes in your hands. The supernatural knowledge that you get is, and you know it deep in your soul, and you see God's wonders straight up. It's not just a theory anymore that you read at somebody else's idea. You're actually living out understanding and knowledge, and you're feeling it. You're even bleeding for it, and this stuff shapes you and molds you. It's knowledge beyond what you can actually get in the universities. So when us hunters, when we get out here, we are learning something completely different than anything else that anybody else can learn. You can't sit and read this or get it off a YouTube channel. You have to get out here. You have to feel the presence of the sun on your skin, and the beauty of the shade, or the quenching of a fresh creek and water. Those are the things that speak to your soul, and those are the things that speak to who God is. When you read like through the Psalms and it talks about living water, you actually know what that means if you get out here and you've been so parched and so dry that you have to get some water, and you take that first drink of water, and it is living water. We have moved ourselves away, so far away from God in our society, that we rely so much on other human beings that when they let us down, we revolt, we burn down cities, we wear masks, we threaten people with having to stay in. When we rely on human beings alone, that's where it's going to end. It's going to end in that fear. But when we rely on God, the fear dissipates. I mean, it's still scary, right? There's still stuff out there. But the end all and the be all of things is we know that God has control over this. And quite honestly, guys, we actually have stepped away from that in this culture. And we've done that by saying that there is no God. And it's kind of the first thing that we did. That's what the original sin was, is Adam and Eve said there is no God, so we could do whatever we want. We could go eat the fruit. Well, this is the product of it. What you see in the culture right now is the product of that. There is a way back, though. God did not leave us alone and allow us to walk away from him. He actually came on earth and allowed himself to bleed in our stead, because when we walked away from God, we walked away from life. So we walked completely into death. So you have a choice. You could walk back into life, and all you have to do is you got to reattach yourself to the one who is living. And what he did is he went to a cross, paid the penalty of death on the cross, went into the grave, came back out of the grave, resurrected, so he could pull us all through the grave with him. It's easy to do. All you got to do is just trust that. And I don't want to say all you got to do is believe it, because, you know, even demons know that that's true, but they don't trust it and they don't follow it. So just believing in God's not enough. Trusting him is a completely different thing. I mean, if you trust him, you will change. Your whole life will change. You'll start doing what he says. So it's a good time to ponder this stuff when we're out here in this beautiful place. But I'm going to get off here now and be a little quiet, and this wind's getting ready to shift, so we're going to get after it again. Okay, the wind is right, and there's a lot of bear sign along the ridge here. We're going to walk the ridge out and see if we could run into a bear coming down through here and chowing on some of these, looking for ants in these dead logs. Well, we got up through there. I saw a little deer. I don't know. I got a little bit of video of it. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but jumped some deer in there. But I'm gonna head down. Well, guys, I bumped a bear. I've been chasing him for about 2 hours now. That's from this morning, but it's now noon and it's getting hot. I think thunderstorm's gonna roll in anyhow. It's getting really muggy, and it was 102 degrees yesterday, so I think I'm gonna boogie out of here, go home, spend the rest of the day with Misty. Hey guys, if you're liking this stuff, please subscribe and tell your buddies about it. We're trying to bring you more and more stuff. We're gonna catch up with the bear one of these days, so keep with us. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.